when at first, when this happened, when I say this happened, when I was born again, I was different. I'm telling you. And he was like looking at me like, you're a nut. You're an absolute nut. And of course I prayed. I had a really good conversation with my father about the leader of my household needs to be informed, please.
Right.
So I can't tell you if my husband's born again. He's a believer and I pray for him every day, but I will tell you this. He doesn't look at me like that anymore. And he's listening to my Christian music. And when I say whatever it is I say, I don't know if he's being just a good husband now or if he's just like not thinking I'm such a nut, you know.
Well, it sounds like he's a good husband either way.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's been through a lot. I put him through a lot.
Yeah, he sounds like he's a good guy either way. And, you know, God gives us the right people for the right reasons. And so apparently you got the right one because you've been together 31 years. So that says something about him and you.
Yeah, you know.
But how did, let's say, like the other family, other family and friends, how do they react then? How do they react now? What's your relationship with people that knew you before? Like, let's say in the days when you were drinking, let's say, for instance, like, and now. So what's that dynamic now?
They all know I'm sober. And now right before in 2020, I was close with a lot of people on Facebook, you know, everybody that you go to high school with and all my family and everything had to get off because I said, you know, I was really going into a dark place. And I've recently got back on in December and I'm on fire for the Lord, just like I am here. I'm putting all my posts on there. And again, all of my family is Catholic. I posted about, we don't need to go to the priest to confess. And you know, none of them are saying a word. Mm-hmm. My aunt had reached out to me and she said, you know, Lisa, your faith is amazing to me. I mean, something's happened. She knows.
Right.
My mom has now left the Catholic Church. And one of my longtime friends from back when I was a child is now a pastor and she goes to his church. My brother pretty much left the church. The things that I've learned, the things that we were doing that the Lord specifically says do not do. And this is what I don't understand, how they could have just lied to us the whole time. So I'm really mad about all of that.
Right.
But I have a lot of family and friends that are all Catholic still. And I'm just praying for them. And I hope that maybe the Lord will do what he did. Maybe they're good. You know what I mean? I was going to hell. I know that. I will just tell you that. And he said...
That leads us to my next question. Yeah. You know, I hear a lot of people, you know, like I've been a Christian for 40 plus years. So I've heard a lot of things and I'm sure there's still many things to be heard. But one thing that you hear a lot of people say is that you should never come to the Lord out of fear, right? But I don't believe that. So my question to you is this. If you have this, like when you look at God's love, the love of God, and you look at the wrath of God, what percentage of each would you say made up bringing you to Christ? Like, was it more on the wrath side? Was it more on the love side? Like, what percentage of wrath versus love do you think, if you had to put it that way?
I'm going to for me personally, and this isn't a lie. This is from my heart, 1,000,000% out of love.
Right.
I know his goodness, like for him to tell me, like, I don't want you going there, Lisa, you're searching. And he just said, read. And I'll tell you this other thing, Jonathan. This is amazing. I was early on, when this happened to me, I was in a panic. Like, I have to read the Bible, like, as fast as I can. And I was just reading, and I couldn't understand it. And I remember one day I said, Lord, everyone says the Spirit is going to teach me, and I don't understand. Why can't I understand? And you know what I heard in my head? I heard, you're not ready. And it was this voice that was so calm. And and when I heard that, it was honestly, my body just calmed, and I thought, okay, I'll just keep reading. Mm-hmm. And he started to reveal stuff to me, and like showed it to me. And mm-hmm. I prayed, I got on TikTok, and of course found you, and I prayed about that. Please, Lord, give me